Why do some people rise while others get sidelined? Why are some leaders effective while others just hold titles? Why do great people get pushed out while poor leaders stay protected? I have been there. I was that person, undervalued, overlooked, and sometimes even pushed out of workplaces where I was objectively one of the best. And that's when I started studying who was winning and why and how. I compared what I saw across government, private, academic, and military workplaces with what I studied as a linguist, strategist, and a teacher. And every week I'm here to bring you survival strategies for high performers in broken systems through the lens of ancient thinkers who mastered real-world power and poise. Today, we are learning from one of the greatest, Marcus Aurelius. I'm Michelle Ehrlich. I'm an Army intelligence analyst, a Chinese linguist, teacher, and real estate professional. But more than that, I am someone who has been in rooms where I had to study how power worked, not just read about it. I was often not the one with the authority, but I watched who rose and who got buried, and I started connecting the dots between what I lived and what the great thinkers taught. You can ask ChatGPT to summarize the meditations of Marcus Aurelius, but only someone who has been through military war rooms, faculty politics, and boardroom dynamics can tell you how that wisdom actually plays out at work today. So let's break down 5 stoic power moves from Marcus Aurelius and how they can help you survive and thrive in an AI-driven, high-stakes job market. Let's not sugarcoat it. In today's world, talent isn't enough. You can be qualified, even over-prepared, and still get ignored, pushed out, or stuck. This is not a meritocracy. It's a mental game. You need to think like a poker player at a high-stakes table, like a soccer goalie in a shootout, like a concert musician preparing for their solo, or a military strategist reviewing the battlefield. And that is where these stoic tools come in. Let's go. Move number 1. This is the chessboard mindset. Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. He reminds us to stay focused on what you control. At work, you can't control others' behaviors, but you can control how you respond. Here is a scene. You're in a meeting, a coworker throws shade, blames your team for a delay. Everyone's watching. Your instincts say, defend yourself. Option A, you say, that's not true. I was told to wait on that task. That might be accurate, but you look reactive, defensive. Option B is the stoic move. Thanks for bringing that up, you say. Let's circle back after to make sure that we are aligned. Stay calm, you're strategic, you protect your reputation. Here's why it works. In chess, you don't go chasing every piece. You play position. Your queen doesn't flinch every time a pawn moves. That's how great players win and how Marcus Aurelius ruled, without letting every insult derail him. Move number 2, the poker strategy. Marcus Aurelius said, everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. This isn't just stoic wisdom, it's elite poker strategy. You don't just play your hand, you play the player. In the workplace, that means reading subtext, not just hearing the words. So picture this one. You're in a final interview. The hiring manager says, we've had some conflict on this team. Option A, you retort, I'm a direct person. I solve problems head on. That could backfire. You sound like someone who could add to the tension. Option B, you say, I believe in creating a calm tone. I address issues early, but always do it to de-escalate. Now you've played the player. You understood their unspoken concern and addressed it with poise. Poker pros win by watching faces, not just cards. Likewise, Marcus Aurelius teaches, don't get baited. Don't assume what you hear is the whole story. Stay grounded. Read the room. Move number 3, the goalie rule. I was also a soccer player. He said, the opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if none of them know anything about the subject. Marcus is clear. Popularity doesn't equal truth. Let's say you suggest a new process at work. Crickets, no one reacts. Option A, you say, never mind, it was a bad idea. You've signaled self-doubt. Where option B, you say, happy to get feedback after the meeting. Maybe there's a better way to present it. You didn't crumble. You held your ground. Or this. You are job hunting. A friend says, you're being too picky. Just take something. Option A, you panic, you apply to jobs that drain you. Option B, you say, I'm focused on a long-term fit, not a panic move. You kept your eye on the mission, not the noise. Like a goalie, you tune out the crowd and keep your eye on the ball. That is stoic power. That's how you last in a noisy, chaotic world. Move number 4, the war room strategy. Marcus Aurelius said, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Yes, that sounds heavy, but it's about preparation, not panic. Marcus Aurelius planned for loss so he could stay focused on what mattered. In the military, we call this a pre-mortem. Plan the worst before it happens. For example, you're asking for a raise. Option A, you say, I hope my work speaks for itself. Hope is not a strategy. Option B, you say, I helped generate a 15% increase in revenue this quarter, so I'd like to revisit my compensation. You came ready, calm, data-backed. That's stoic. Or maybe you're going into a stretch interview. Option A, you avoid the hard questions and you hope that they don't ask. Option B, you say, when I saw this required X, I started training on that skill. I'm proactive. You prepared for resistance. That's what leaders do. Marcus didn't wait to feel confident. He planned ahead, and so should you. Move number 5, the musician's edge. I was one of those too. Just that you do the right thing, the rest doesn't matter, Marcus Aurelius said. The best musicians don't wing it. They rehearse their entrances, their tone, their breath. You should do the same. Let's say you need to give tough feedback. Option A, you go in cold, wing it, you hope for the best. Option B, you practice your lines in advance. For example, you say, I've noticed some slippage in the timeline. Can we clarify next week's priorities? That's calm, that's professional. Or this one, you walk into a networking event and feel like an outsider. Option A, you stand by the snacks and hope that someone saves you. Option B, you practice your opener. For example, hey, I saw your post on Twitter. How'd you get into that space? You rehearsed. You stayed grounded. Marcus Aurelius wrote and rewrote his ideas. He practiced staying calm until it became a reflex. You can do that too. In a world full of layoffs, burnout, and noise, your peace is your power. You cannot control the storm, but you can control yourself. And that might just be the most powerful move you make. So if you've ever been passed over, felt anxious at work, or wondered why excellence isn't enough, you're not broken. You're not behind. You're just in a workplace that rewards strategic thinking. Each week, I'll bring you more tools like this from timeless thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Sun Tzu, Dale Carnegie, and others, decoded through my lens across public service, academia, the military, and the private sector. Subscribe if this resonated, and grab my free power map below to start seeing your workplace clearly before your next big move. See you next week.